Hello, good night, sir. So, because I have a lot of time right now, I'm gonna record the chapter 2, basic sentence patterns, kind of sentence. So, I'm just gonna start it. So, the snapshot here is, setelah Anda memahami bermacam-macam bentuk kalimat, simple, compound, kompleks, dan compound kompleks sentence, berikut akan dibahas lebih lanjut lebih lanjut kalimat dalam penggunaannya sebagai sarana komunikasi sehari-hari sebagaimana telah dijelaskan secara praktis pada clue number one. Oke, apa saja yang telah dicontohkan pada clue number one adalah kalimat dalam bentuk deklaratif atau declarative sentence yang merupakan bentuk kalimat dengan fungsi utama menyampaikan pesan atau informasi berupa cerita atau berita. Kita masih memiliki beberapa jenis kalimat lain dengan fungsi yang berbeda tentu. Untuk lebih jelasnya, pembahasannya secara praktis kita akan bahas. So, in detailed pattern, A. Declarative sentence. Declarative sentence adalah kalimat atau kalimat berita atau kalimat pernyataan yang berisi suatu pernyataan pesan, informasi atau cerita semata-mata. Kalimat tersebut dapat berbentuk kalimat positif atau kalimat negatif, kalimat aktif atau kalimat pasif. Kalimat juga dapat berbentuk simple sentence, complex sentence, atau compound complex sentence. Semua contoh dalam semua contoh kalimat dalam bermacam-macam bentuk kalimat tersebut termasuk declarative sentence. Pada contoh teks berikut digunakan bentuk declarative sentence, positif, negatif, akhir dan pasif, simple, compound, dan kompleks. So, the example here, one thing that I don't like very much is noise. This is one of the reasons why I choose to live in the country, and I prefer to live in a village which is far away from the central city. Country is always quiet, but the city is always noisy. This is because of the vehicles that always rush around. Vehicles are made for people to rush around easily. City also becomes a central business. This makes the city becomes crowded all the time. Crowds always produce noise, and this makes the place noisy. I cannot stand for a noisy place, and I cannot sleep well at night. Lihatlah analisa berikut ini. Bagian anak kalimat berada dalam kotak adalah adjective clause dan adverbial clause yang sudah kita bahas pada chapter pertama. Sedangkan predikat dicetak tebal. Kata kerja pasif dicetak tebal dan digaris bawah, sedangkan conjunction dicetak miring dan digaris bawah. Oh, so as you can see here, one thing that I don't like very much is noise. This is one of the reasons why I chose to live in the country and I prefer to live village, which is far away from the central city. Country is always quiet, but a city is always noisy. This is because of vehicles that always rush around. Vehicles are made for people to rush around easily. City also becomes a central business. This makes the city becomes crowded all the time. Roads always produce noise, and this makes the place noisy. I cannot stand for a noisy place as I cannot sleep well at night. Berikut adalah contoh teks lain yang menggunakan bentuk declarative sentence. Teks berikut berisi tentang lokasi the main post office. Jika dilihat dari segi genre, teks berikut termasuk description. Teks ini dibuat oleh seseorang yang dipastikan sudah mengenal lokasi kantor pos dengan baik dan diperuntukkan kepada siapa saja yang ingin menggunakan jasa layanan kantor pos tersebut. So, the example here, it is very easy to get to the main post office where people can mail letters. Bus number 25 will take anyone who needs to the postal service with only 2,000 rupiahs. If people take the bus, they usually get off just in front of the Castle Hotel. It is one of the best hotels in town. There is one big intersection with a wonderful fountain in the middle just after the hotel. It is called Castle Intersection. which is very popular all over the city parts. The main post office, which is three-story building, is just about 200 meters from the intersection to the left. Although you have never been there, I bet that you can find it easily. Perhatikan analisa berikut. Bagian anak kalimat berada di dalam kotak adalah adjective clause, noun clause, atau adverbial clause. Sedangkan bagian predikat dicetak tebal, kalimat pasif dicetak tebal dan garis bawah, conjunction dicetak miring. It is very easy to get to the main post office where people can mail letters. Bus number 25 will take anyone who needs the postal service there with only 2,000 rupiah. If people take the bus, they usually get off just in the front of the Castle Hotel. There is one big intersection with a fountain in the middle just after the hotel. It is called Castle Intersection, which is very popular all over the city parts. The main post office, which is three-story building, is just about 200 meters from the intersection to the left. Although you never been there, I bet that you can find it easily. Kesimpulannya, makna atau pesan yang terkandung di dalam declarative sentence adalah sekedar menyampaikan informasi atau pengetahuan umum. Penggunaan tenses yang tepat sangat berpengaruh terhadap makna pesan yang disampaikan. Setiap kalimat selalu diawali oleh huruf kapital dan diakhiri dengan tanda titik. B. Question sentence. Question sentence adalah kalimat tanya atau kalimat yang berisi suatu pertanyaan. Kita akan menggunakan kalimat jenis ini jika kita ingin menanyakan atau meminta suatu informasi atau hal penting lainnya. Sesuai dengan penggunaan kata tanya, question words, dan penggunaan tenses yang tepat, question sentence diberikan menjadi dua. Use no question. Jenis kalimat yang dimaksud untuk bertanya. Dalam hal ini, sebagai pihak yang bertanya sengaja menggunakan jawaban yes or no. Ciri jenis kalimat ini adalah menggunakan kata bantu atau auxiliary pada awal kalimat. Kita perhatikan beberapa contoh. It is very easy to get to the main post office where people can mail letters. Is it? I'm sorry, my bad. Is it very easy to get to the main post office where people can mail letters? Can bus number 25 take anyone who needs to the postal service there with only 2,000 rupiah? If people take the bus, do they usually get off just in front of the Castle Hotel? Is there one big intersection with a fountain in the middle just after the hotel? Is the intersection called Castle Intersection? Is the main post office, which is three-story building, just about 200 meters from the intersection to the left? Although I've never been there, do you bet that I can find it easily? Berikut beberapa contoh kalimat tanya yang dibuat oleh seseorang yang masih relatif baru di suatu kota. Uh, Excuse me, sir. I just moved in. My name is Fiton Jauzin. Say, is there a shopping center not far from here? And is there a drugstore around here? Is there a payphone around here? I need to call a friend. I like to I like a great place to eat. Are there any good restaurants on the street? Do you think bus 25 can take me to the main post office? Can you tell me the best way to get to Stella Maris Hotel? Kesimpulannya, penggunaan auxiliary harus tepat sesuai dengan bentuk subjek kalimat atau kata kerja yang digunakan sebagai predikat. Setiap kalimat tanya selalu diakhiri dengan tanda tanya. Number two, we have WH question. WH question. Jenis kalimat tanya ini digunakan bila kita hendak meminta suatu hal, jasa, informasi, atau keterangan tertentu. Oleh karena itu, kita sering menyebutnya sebagai question for information. Ciri kalimat jenis ini ada digunakan kata tanya when, what, when, where, why, who, how. 5W plus 1H. Jadi, A. What digunakan jika kita ingin menanyakan suatu hal atau suatu benda atau objek, baik konkret maupun abstrak. Berikut teks yang berisi pertanyaan dari suatu tetangga yang baru pindah. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm new here. What can I do here for the weekend? B. What should I do to be safe at night? C. What can I get in what can I get in the new store? What can I get in the new grocery store? D. What should I say if I met someone new moving into my apartment? E. The city looks beautiful. What has the city government done to make everything arranged? F. What has the government done to guarantee people to feel secure? Secure. Secure. G. What does the government plan to secure this country? H. What do the high school graduates usually do after graduation? Uh, Poin B. When digunakan bila informasi tentang waktu atau saat terjadi suatu hal yang dilakukan atau dilakukannya suatu aktivitas tertentu. Contohnya, when were you born? When did you graduated from elementary school? When did you learn English for the first time? And extra. C. Where digunakan bila kita ingin menanyakan informasi tentang suatu lokasi atau tempat. Seperti where did you grow up? Where did you go to junior high school? Where did you have graduation celebration? Where did you meet your very best friend for the first time? And extra. D. Why digunakan bila kita ingin menanyakan suatu informasi tentang alasan atau sebab terjadinya suatu hal atau dilakukannya suatu aktivitas. Berikut contoh pertanyaannya. Why do people like to go to grocery store downtown? Why do people like to stay in cheap hotels? Why do you like to live in this apartment? Why did the local government sweep the pedicabs away from the city? And extra. E. Who digunakan bila kita ingin menanyakan subjek kalimat atau pelaku suatu aktivitas. Seperti who is the headmaster of your school? Who teaches you English? Who come who comes late every Monday? Who gives you money for the school fee? Who has taken care of you so far? And extra. F. How digunakan jika kita ingin menanyakan cara suatu aktivitas dilakukan. Berikut beberapa contoh pertanyaannya. How do you come to school every day? How do you finish your homework? How, how does your English teacher teach you? How does a friend next to you come to school every day? How does the government increase the national income? And etc. Variasi kalimatannya dengan kata what. Kita dapat mengkombinasikan kata tersebut dengan beberapa kata berikut ini. Seperti time, like, plus noun. What time? Untuk memberikan informasi keterangan what. What time is it? What time do you usually get up? What time do you usually leave the house? Etc. What is blah 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 like untuk menanyakan kondisi, keadaan atau kualitas suatu objek. What is your school like? It is comfortable. What is your English teacher like? Is it terrible? Terrible. What is your hometown like? Is it clean? What is the new shopping center like? Is it really great? Really great? It's good. And next one, what is the blah blah blah? Untuk menanyakan jumlah besaran atau kuantitas suatu objek. What is the price of the latest model of Honda? What is the price of your good book? What is the population of this country nowadays? What is your address? Variasi kalimat tanya dengan kata how. Kita bisa mengombinasikannya dengan beberapa jenis kata berikut untuk menanyakan beberapa hal yang berbeda. Contohnya, how many bla 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 plus countable noun digunakan untuk menanyakan jumlah atau kuantiti. How many students are there in your class? How many teachers are there in your school? How many students are absent there? And etc. How much? Untuk menanyakan besaran atau jumlah benda dengan kategori uncountable noun. Like, how much money do you have right now? How much time do you need to go to school? How much sugar do you need for your tea? How much is your school fee per semester? And etc. Next one, how old? how how old blah blah blah, how far blah blah blah, how long blah blah blah, how big blah blah blah, digunakan untuk menanyakan karakter suatu benda sesuai dengan kata yang melekat pada how itu tersebut. Contohnya seperti how old are you? How old do you think is your teacher now? How old is the famous singer? How far is your house from your school? How long does it usually take you to get to school? Is the environment very big? How big is it? How big is your house? C. Imperative sentence. Imperative sentence adalah kalimat berisi suatu ekspresi perintah biasa yang mengandung permintaan terhadap seseorang untuk melakukan atau tidak melakukan suatu hal. Oleh karena itu, jika Anda ingin menyampaikan pesan berupa perintah atau permintaan kepada seseorang agar melakukan suatu hal, pergunakanlah imperative sentence. Imperative sentence dapat dikelompokkan menjadi tiga. Command, perintah, kalimat perintah, request, kalimat permohonan, dan prohibition, kalimat larangan. Number one, command merupakan bentuk kalimat yang berisi perintah kepada seseorang untuk melakukan suatu sesuai dengan pesan yang tertuang pada kata kerja. Command berupa kata kerja. Jika perintah berupa kata kerja, maka kata tersebut diletakkan pada awal kalimat. Tambahkan please agar makna perintah terkesan lebih sopan. Dalam bahasa Indonesia, kata tersebut diterjemahkan lah. Come to my house. Come before 8 a.m. please. The meeting is at 8 a.m. Give the message to him. Give the message to Miss Stella and tell her that I'll come to pick her up to go out on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Please remember that June the 1st is my birthday. Berikut teks berisi perintah atau petunjuk pada seseorang yang ingin mencari tahu suatu lokasi. Kata kerja yang merupakan perintah diletakkan pada awal kalimat dan dicetak tebal. It is very easy to get to Castleband. Take the bus number 25. Get off just in the front of the main post office on Castle Street. There is an intersection just after the post office. Go to the intersection, then cross the intersection. Walk down for about 100 meters. The bank is on the left. Don't miss it. Berikut teks yang bersih itu Anda membuat beef satay. Beef satay. This is the way how to make beef satay. Beef satay. Cut up the meat into small pieces. Put the meat in the bowl with some sauce and seasoning. Take the meat out after 20 minutes. Put the meat on the skewers and then put the meat on the barbecue. Turn over the meat after 5 minutes and cook it for 5 minutes more. Take the kebabs off the barbecue, put them on the plate and enjoy. B. Comment berupa, berupa kata B. Comment berupa kata sifat atau kata benda. Jika perintah berupa kata sifat atau kata benda, letakkan B pada awal kalimat. Dan dapat juga ditambahkan please agar makna perintah kedengarannya lebih sopan. Be careful in driving. The traffic is very busy in the morning. Be patient, Stella Maris. Life is so wonderful if you can realize. Be a faithful woman, Marisa. I'm proud of you. And something like that. Berikut teks yang berisi suatu nasihat kepada Anda jika Anda ingin menjadi sesosok idaman. I don't know, maybe idaman para wanita, something like that. If you want to be successful in the future life, and to be the idol for everyone, stick into the following suggestion. Be romantic, be energetic, be optimistic, be independent, be easygoing, be generous, be patient, be tough, tough, be humorous, be creative, be imaginative, be confident, be diligent, be reliable, be sociable, be friendly, be serious, and be polite. Two, request, permohonan atau permintaan. Request adalah kalimat yang berisi pesan permohonan pada seseorang untuk melakukan suatu hal atau aktivitas. Request berbentuk kalimat tanya dengan menggunakan modal yang selalu seperti could you, will you, would you like to, would you mind. Teks berikut berisi berupa beberapa permintaan dari saya untuk diri Anda, para pembaca buku ini, atau para pendengar video ini. Will you be a little Peter? And will you be a little quieter? I am trying to concentrate on the lesson. Could you pick me up at 14 this afternoon? Could you get a taxi? I have an important date this summer. Could you come to attend the meeting? It is very urgent. Will you get me some medicine from the drugstore, please? Would you like to lend me your Jupiter, Stella? Mine is broken. Would you mind coming to my house on Saturday night? I have some friends over for the dinner. Would you mind to come? Would you mind giving the message to Castella Empira? I miss her very much. Number three, prohibition atau larangan. Prohibition adalah kalimat yang berisi pesan suatu larangan, yaitu perintah untuk seseorang tidak melakukan suatu hal atau aktivitas. Apapun bentuk larangan itu, baik larangan berbentuk kata kerja, kata sifat, maupun kata benda. Anda cukup meletakkan don't pada kalimat awal. Berikut teks yang berisi pesan untuk Anda. If one day you want to be a great person, don't come to class late too often. Don't go out at night. Don't go to any nightclubs. Don't drink liquor. Don't smoke. Don't be too careful. Don't be angry too easily. Don't be sad. Life is too short to mourn. To mourn. Mourn. Is this M or error? Don't be a foolish lady, Stella. I can understand you. Don't hope to kick the butt if you're only a supporter or spectator. A supporter will never be a winner. So there is D. Exclamatory sentence. Kalimat pujian atau kekaguman. Exclamatory sentence adalah bentuk kalimat pujian, senyuman, atau ungkapan kekaguman atas suatu hal. Kalimat didahului penggunaan what atau wow. Perhatikan bedanya dalam beberapa contoh kalimat berikut ini. Did you know my English teacher? How handsome and generous he is. He is also smart and very creative. Did you know a girl named Stella? How smart she is. Well, the fantastic car is. I think I'd like to buy it. How fantastic the car is. I think I'd like to buy it. Do you know Castella? How very nice she is. I like her very much. Did you know that young man's wife? Wait, young man's wife? So, did you know that young man's wife? What a faithful woman she is. Dengan memahami bermacam-macam kalimat sebagaimana telah dijelaskan di atas, Anda dipastikan tidak akan mendapati kesulitan lagi dalam menentukan pilihan kalimat yang tepat untuk digunakan sesuai dengan pesan yang Anda ingin sampaikan. Pesan bisa berupa informasi atau berita, perintah, pertanyaan, larangan, permohonan atau suatu hal untuk dilakukan, atau suatu pesan pujian atau kekaguman. So, we come to the end. Good luck. Always do the best and love sincerely. So, thank you for your attention. Good night and have a nice rest.